Hi, it's Ethan, well, this is my Lorax project. Basically, I know that I'm gonna be a guy that comes and helps the Onceler with his with his business of the needs. And the first thing I do to help him is basically tell him he needs to get more products. Two in particular I'd focus on is lumber and the truffle fruits, for reasons I can later explain. Basically, what I'm going to do is go down these points and just answer them. And so, I'll start with the first one. That's, how does my plan meet the Onceler and his town citizens' economic needs? Basically, by making him have more things to sell, particularly truffle fruit and the lumber, what it would do is increase the profits that the Onceler makes because that he has these other things to sell, as well as increasing the economic benefits of the citizens, because what it does is has a way for the citizens to have more jobs. There are other reasons why it increases economic benefits too, but to do that, we'd have to explain what would have to be done towards the environment. And that is quite simple. With selling truffle fruits, you'd have to keep some trees around, enough to make a profit out of at least. And with truffle fruits, you need orchards. Orchards hold the trees. That's good. But with these trees, you got to ask what happens to the wildlife. And I think the most economically beneficial for the Onceler and the Lorax to agree on is that they are put in a wildlife sanctuary nearby. And in order to make an economic benefit, the Onceler can charge for tours. It is a benefit for him, for the citizens, because now they get to see this wildlife in its natural habitat, increasing their quality of life. More on that later. But it also increases the environment's health. Furthermore, we can look at how the power can be used healthily. The power in the movie, most likely I get, is from burning the lumber. Lumber, which is now going to be used to be sold. So now there is no lumber to burn and nothing to really make power. Now that's where geography comes into play. This is a valley, and depending on where the mountains are, it would get a lot of sunlight. And this makes it a prime location for solar power. This would provide a lot of power, more than enough to power both the factories for the needs that, since now we're not producing smog by burning coal, are not really producing pollution, but also have a way to power the entire city with more left over. Now, in times where it's dark or you don't have enough solar power, this valley has a river that you could use to dam up for hydroelectric power, creating a lake which provides more economic benefits towards the Onceler by providing a lake that people can go pay to visit, much like the ones in Belton or otherwise. And so, it's an economic benefit. It helps the environment by producing a lot less pollution power-wise, and has a good way to conserve the environment by having wildlife sanctuaries where the nature and wildlife stays as it was, with an economic benefit for the Onceler that keeps the Lorax happy as well. So, in a brief little conclusion, basically, I get more products, that gets more jobs, and more profit for the Onceler, more jobs for the people, as well as giving them, that's their economic benefits. Use environmentally friendly technologies, that's, you can see with solar power and hydroelectric power, you won't have to rely on the wood burning or coal, since we don't really know what caused the smog. This helps the environment, because it's healthy. Protect and conserve the environment, wildlife sanctuaries, and there will still be trees because of orchards, and therefore have oxygen and clean air. No need for what happened in the movie, if you've seen it. The more modern one, not the 1970s one. And fourth, how does the plan meet the social needs to ensure quality of life? Well, it provides food, and it provides a bunch of opportunities for jobs, for economic growth, because there is going to be needed skilled labor with both lumber and carpentry, and orchard with how to actually grow an orchard. So there's opportunities for economic growth and an increase of quality of life. There's also free food, there's also provided food, provided shelter. So there's, good quality of life there, as well as a bunch of other things like leisurely activities for people to do with the lake and the wildlife thing. And it balanced the quality of the environment and, the quality of life. And you can see that really the quality of life and the quality of environment go hand in hand. So I'd say they're about equally balanced. Of course, a lot of it is towards profit for the Onceler because, well, he's the Onceler. He's greedy and he'll take everything he can. So they're about 50-50. So in conclusion, my plan to just basically make the Onceler have a smarter business plan and rely on more than one product, you can see that it does a lot. Well, it's not just that. There's going to be some other things. But it does a lot for the environment and the quality of life around the area of the Onceler. So yeah, guess that's it. Yeah, I mean, I would go more in depth, but the last one I made is 25 minutes long, and it would have taken like 2 hours to upload. So, yeah.